Good morning, I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. It looks like a beautiful afternoon across southeast Texas. We'll look at the weather for today, of course, and then we'll take a look at the weather over the next 7 days, which looks like it's going to be dry, but we'll see a little bit of a change. We go up in temperatures as we head towards the end of the week, and then we go down in temperatures as we head towards early next week, and we'll show you the numbers for that in our 7-day. As far as the tropics are concerned, I think we're pretty much done for the season. I don't see anything out there in the near future or through the rest of the month. Of course, officially, hurricane season ends at the end of November, and right now it looks all quiet. I don't think we'll see anything developing, so we won't be touching on the tropics today, just mainly our forecast here over the next 7 days. First of all, let's just take a look at today. Here's the rest of the day forecast, and we're looking at temperatures right around 80 for this afternoon. We'll drop back into the 70s for 6 o'clock, and then the lower 60s by 10 o'clock, expecting lows tonight to be back into the 50s. So it's going to be another cool start tomorrow morning. Don't think we'll see too many 40s out there. We could even see a little bit of patchy fog going into tomorrow morning. Allergy report, tree has really climbed today up to 102 on the heavy side. Weed and grass are still stuck at medium, and then mold is still low. So looks like if you're going to be really sniffing and sneezing out there, tree pollen might be a problem for you at 102 on the heavy side there. Let's check a couple of cameras across the area. Seeing a few clouds develop here and there depending on which camera you're looking at. Here's the one from Packard the Prairie in downtown Beaumont. You see a few clouds off in the distance, but in the foreground there, just blue skies. Our Roofing 911 live Skycam network showing temperatures already climbing up close to 80, at least on this thermometer. This one's a little bit on the warm side. Currently showing 79 degrees downtown. Humidity levels, if you remember yesterday during the stream, we were around 45%. Today with the south winds, we're climbing a little higher at 55%. And we're seeing the southwesterly winds very light. You can see that 0. So we're really looking at maybe 1 to 3 miles an hour. Very calm wind out there. As we shift down towards our 12 News studio, this camera brought you by Mid-County Plumbing. And you can see a few more clouds starting to develop overhead, but nothing to really block out a lot of sunshine. It looks like mostly sunny skies, and I think this is kind of what we're going to see as far as sky cover through the rest of the afternoon. Traffic looks like it's going along pretty smoothly there, even around Washington Avenue over there. Looks like pretty quiet conditions. Nothing's being held up, it looks like. So if you're out and about for lunchtime here in Beaumont, it looks like you won't run into too many problems there on I-10 as traffic is going pretty smoothly. It looks like down there on College Street as well. Through that overpass. No problems out there as far as traffic is concerned. Beautiful shot over towards Lake Charles. Of course, in the foreground there towards the center of your screen, you're looking at the I-210 bridge, which takes you south of Lake Charles. And just the water out there looks beautiful with those clouds, kind of like a mirror off the water there, showing those clouds and the blue skies in between a few of those clouds on our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. So looking nice over towards Lake Charles as we check out the view there. We'll take a look at one more camera before we move on, look at some temperatures and look at our forecast. Our next camera, let's see what pops up here. I think it's probably going to be over towards the orange area in just a second here as we're waiting for the camera to change over. But we'll go up to Jasper, up towards the lakes area. And this camera brought to you by Provalis. And once again, a few clouds up in the Jasper area. We'll go with mostly sunny to maybe partly cloudy skies, you could call it up there in Jasper. And looking pretty nice as streets are fairly quiet. 69's right there, so you usually see a lot of traffic along that, but the street right here in front of the courthouse, too many cars going up and down there. Our temperatures right now are into the 70s, 75 up in Jasper, 76 in Kirbyville, 74 in Orange. Also, Beaumont's at about 74. Port Arthur officially 75. And then upper 70s already in Woodville at 77. Steelsby currently looking at a temperature of about 77. Houston's almost at 80, at least out at the airport there at 79. Conroe's at 77. Lake Charles, we just showed you there on the camera, they're in the middle 70s as well at about 74. Here's a look at satellite and radar. There's nothing on radar out there from New Mexico all the way over to Alabama and into Georgia. Not a drop of rain on radar. There is a weak front moving through the panhandle of Texas for this morning, but nothing to really worry about for us. We do expect the front to come through here late Saturday into Sunday, and that will cool us down, but with not a ton of moisture to work with, we might see a few sprinkles with that front late Saturday, but at this point, not expecting any really measurable rainfall. There's some clouds out into the Gulf, but nothing we're too worried about as things look fairly quiet. Here's a look around the rest of the country, and there is some active weather, even though it's very quiet here, especially across the northern tiers of the country. You can see some scattered showers through the Great Lakes Looks like had some showers earlier this morning towards the UP of Michigan, northern Michigan getting some rain for this morning. Some of that is working its way over towards northern parts of New York State up into parts of New England, Vermont, New Hampshire. Looks like getting maybe a mix of some rain with maybe some snow in the higher elevations. Center part of the country, very quiet from Texas all the way up towards the Canadian border. Not much going on. And then you can't help but notice this storm system coming on shore out in the northwestern U.S. This is a pretty good storm system with some very strong winds. They're getting some heavy rain from, say, Washington State down through Oregon, Northern California. And this is one of those where it's going to make some snow for the mountains and some fairly heavy rains through parts of the Pacific Northwest. So good news for them. Once again, they've been dry all summer, so they're needing a little bit of rain. And it looks like they're finally going to get a little bit of that. And that's really part of the storm system that we'll see move through here as we head towards Saturday night into Sunday. The bulk of the main energy is going to be across the northern U.S., but it will drag that cold front through here and bring in some cooler air as we head towards this weekend. Our futurecast for today just takes us up to around 80 degrees for an afternoon high, and then we drop back down into the 60s as we head towards this evening. We'll be in the 60s throughout the evening, and then we're expecting temperatures to drop off into the 50s going into tomorrow morning. Now you notice clouds developing. Actually, we're expecting some fog to develop as we head towards tomorrow. Some patchy fog out there, especially in those spots that are prone to seeing some fog near some of the waterways that you typically would see some low-level ground fog. Could see some pretty thick stuff out there for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, that fog will break up. We'll see mostly sunny skies, and we're looking for temperatures tomorrow afternoon once again to climb to near 80 degrees for a little bit before we start to drop off in temperatures. But tomorrow looks like another nice day. As we take a look at our coastal marine forecast for today, no advisories. A little bit of an east wind at 5 to 10 knots, seas about a foot, mostly smooth on the inland lakes and bays. Only one high tide left for the day. That's right near 4 o'clock, 3:55 to be exact for this afternoon. Our sun sets tonight around 5:26. Right now at Texas Point, we're seeing winds anywhere between 11 and 14 miles an hour, and water temperatures there out into the Gulf are dropping off into the lower 70s. That's another factor that inhibits any type of tropical development. Cooler water temperatures out in the Gulf. Typically, you want to see temperatures about 80 or higher as far as making some tropical development. So it's good to see those lower 70s out there. All right, our forecast for today, mostly sunny. Really no rain expected. Of course, you got to have a few clouds, and we just don't have too much in the way of any cloud cover. South winds at about 3 to 8, and temperatures right there near about 80 degrees, maybe a few upper 70s here and there. And then for tonight, watch out for some of those areas where we could see some of that patchy fog. Tomorrow morning on daybreak, of course, we'll be updating you on the visibilities, and if we do see any fog forming, let you know what we see tomorrow morning. If you're going to be heading out the door, you want to check in with us. Temperature is going to be there into the middle 50s for most of the area for tonight, maybe a little bit cooler up towards the lake where we see some lower 50s, and then near 60 degrees near the coast. Here's our 7-day forecast, and 80 today and tomorrow. We warm up ahead of the front, 85 on Friday, 86 on Saturday. Notice those morning lows are in the 60s. Front comes through late Saturday into Sunday. We start to drop. 74 for a temperature on Sunday, down to 62 on Monday, and then 67 on Tuesday. So below normal, temperatures near about 75 is what our average high is right now. So we'll see that those numbers well below normal, especially on Monday. And then our morning lows, 43 on Monday and then 38 on Tuesday morning. So we'll see maybe a little bit of frost on Tuesday morning. So be aware of that. If you have any plants or something like that sitting out on the front porch or something like that, you might want to cover those up, or might even want to bring those in as we head towards next week. Of course, we'll update that forecast over the next several days. Hey, you can text us. It's 409-749-9302. Can't call us to that number. We don't answer the phone, but we will definitely look at it. And if you have any questions,